What is up, everybody? This is Trent with Southeast Pit Report once again here at Ground Zero in Spartanburg, South Carolina. This time with famous last words. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Tyler, how are you doing?
Good.
Well, that's Tyler. What does he do?
Tyler, what do you do?
I play guitar.
And what do you do?
I'm JT and I'm the vocalist.
Awesome. Nice headband right there, by the way.
Thanks,
Looks
bro.
pretty awesome.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. You said you gotten beaten up on the tour. Looks like you got some bruises and stuff. So what's been going on?
I don't know. Like here's one. I don't know how these happen. Like that one is because I get on my knees at this one point in our set, and that's my own. That's my own fault. I get my. That's what she said.
Walked into that one.
Yeah, but fucking all these bruises out of nowhere. I don't know where they're coming from, but whatever. That's part of tour life. You get beat up, it happens.
Yeah. So you guys are on this tour with Outline and Color. It lives with Breeze, correct? They just kind of hopped on there, right? Or
No, they were part of the package. The
okay,
whole time.
yeah. I saw something today where or recently where they released like new dates for the tour and stuff. Or
No, what it was Outline and Color and It Lives at Breeze. Like they toured together to get out here. To the East Coast.
Okay.
And then we started the Method to the Madness tour, which was us and Open Your Eyes and It Lives at Breeze and Outline and Color.
Okay, yeah. So Outline and Color, It Lives with Breeze, Open Your Eyes and stuff. You know, a lot of good bands. So what's it been like? What's the crowd been like? And coming out with this headliner and everything.
Crowds have been incredible. It's really like because we didn't know what 100% to expect.
Yeah.
Because we took about like a year and a half to write and record the album, and that's just kind of with the way we do our albums with the concepts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is. Like that's how it goes. So everyone's like, "Oh, this band's on a hiatus." And we're like, "No, we're not. We're just writing a record." Like,
Yeah.
isn't that normal? Isn't that a normal thing? Oh yeah, but it was hard. It was kind of tough to keep the social media relevance up while not really releasing much. But we were able to do it, and it shows by how many people have been coming out. These shows have been great, even the weekday shows, which is not usually how it goes.
Yeah. Now, one thing interesting I want to talk about is I haven't really talked about this in a lot of interviews and stuff. Is I kind of come down a little bit, you know, in opinions wise with the whole VIP experience, because I feel like sometimes bands cheapen it a little bit. They put up a price tag and you get like so little. But you guys put out a lot with the acoustic stuff, you know, meet and greet, you know, all this. You guys made this more of a personal type thing where people get what they pay for. So what goes into planning VIPs? Who gets the money from it and stuff, and all that stuff?
Well, we did it through a company that the guys at Revival actually own and run.
Okay.
And it's called Meet and Scream. And we end up splitting it with them, and you know, cost of goods and stuff. But the way we've done it, it was a shirt, a laminate, a bag. What else went in it? I think and just the poster.
There's a beanie in there too. I think I saw.
No, there wasn't
okay.
a beanie, but an hour early entry. You get to see a sound check. That hasn't happened every night, but when we can make it happen, we do. And if you don't get a sound check, we've been playing acoustic songs, and then like some questions and signing and pictures and all of that for like $35.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal and stuff. A lot of times, you know, you see it where it's just like half of that for like the same price and stuff. So
I didn't want to I'm not out to fucking rip anyone off.
Yeah,
you know? I want them to get the cool experience and be able to afford it. And I know like times are tough, dude. And I don't want to take away their experience by being greedy.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you guys are doing the acoustic set and stuff. How's that been? Have fans kind of just been quiet during it? Have they been singing along, or how's the acoustic sets been?
It's a new song that we're playing. It's a new acoustic song that's actually on the full-length record, and it's the first acoustic song on a full-length that we've done.
Okay.
And so really, when we tell them that, they're just phones out, super quiet, and it's a pretty serious song.
Yeah.
So when we play it, they're just dead silent and they just listen, and it's really cool because you can sense the appreciation.
Yeah.
And it's just very humbling, and it's cool. It's a great feeling.
Awesome. So September 30th, I believe, new record, The Incubus.
September
what is
30th.
I mean, a lot of people may know what an Incubus is and stuff, but what's the concept with this record with that? And what was the progression, you know, musically and vocally, writing and all that stuff from the previous albums you guys have done?
This one, we went a little less metalcore with it. It's still heavy, but it's very diverse. It has some very chill parts. It has some super heavy parts. There's some pop punky parts. There's some rock parts. There's, it's all over the place, but in a really great way, because I haven't really told anyone exactly what the concept is about yet.
Okay.
And I'm keeping it under wraps.
No exclusive here.
I put up a synopsis online, essentially like you would read on the back of a book.
Okay.
But we did a picture. I had this guy's name is Andrew Wilson, and he drew a picture for each song as the extra content for kids to kind of understand the story more.
Okay.
And we're releasing a special edition version of the Incubus, and it has all the artwork in it.
That's
and
cool.
an
yeah.
extra bonus track too,
Yeah,
which you can pre-order on merch now on iTunes.
Yeah, for someone like me who still buys CDs, that kind of like gets me excited because
exactly
a lot of it that goes into it. It's like a visual. You don't get you pay $10 online, get the music and stuff, support the band, but you don't get that experience of like looking at it, seeing what went into the project and everything.
They can look at like the picture for. In the special edition, they can look at the picture for the song and read the lyrics too as they're listening to it, so they can really get the full effect of what that song's really encompassing. So we've always tried to do little things like that to try to give the reader or the listener / reader something to look at while they're listening to the music, so they can kind of take more from the song.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Essentially, it's like every album we have extra content. So just to put out for kids to really get into the concept, because I know a lot of these kids just love, figuring out the story. So this time I'm like, I'm not going to tell you guys what it's about. You can figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
And although people are like, oh, come on, they also, I think in the end, they're going to appreciate that a lot more. And also the special edition, it's like a bigger. It's almost like the size of a DVD case.
Ooh, nice.
And it's got like 24 pages. And
nice.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you were saying, we're in this like digital streaming world right now.
Yeah.
And so to move physical albums is tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's really tough. So I mean, my mindset was essentially like, okay, well, let's give value back to the physical copy and just make it as cool as possible. And we kind of did that with Council of the Dead too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't do any special editions, but the packaging itself, if you've seen it, is like you open it up and it has the graph behind the CD and the booklet inside. It has each character, and on top of the character are the lyrics, and that's kind of what we found that to be pretty successful in explaining the story. So really, it's just we're out to make something that we think is cool. And if anyone else thinks it's cool, that's just like a plus,
Yeah.
And that's what we do. That's why we do it.
Any ideas for like the music videos to be like short films for the songs or anything like that? Or
we haven't talked about that for this one yet. We'll probably see after the CD comes out.
Okay.
But I've been working on a script for Council of the Dead with my sister, and I had to put that sort of on a hiatus to work on the new album. But now that that's done and being wrapped up, probably gonna start working on that again.
Okay.
But there's a lot that goes into it too, like it's a lot of extra work.
Yeah.
So I would love to, and I mean we didn't make any money off the short film or anything. That was just because us and our director wanted to do something really cool.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
That was the only reason.
Now, this is the first record on Revival, correct?
Yes.
So, you guys were previously on En Vogue and stuff. So, like, what made you guys decide to, give another label a shot with this and everything?
Well, our contract was just up.
Okay.
And we just wanted to explore other options. And we talked to Sean Milkey, once the contract was up, and came out to a show. And we went to the bar next door, and we were talking, and he... you could just sense how much passion he had for us and for music and for the craft. Yeah. And that immediately drew each one of us in like that. And he lets us do what we want to do, creatively, musically, in every way, shape, and form. So we have a lot of freedom, which we had a lot of freedom with En Vogue too, but just with that extra passion on top, and the fact that they've always been a concept record band too.
Yeah.
It's we connected very well. So.
Okay. That's really cool. Really cool. So what do you guys have up coming after this tour and stuff like for the fall? And besides the CD release, I assume you guys are doing a something special for that?
We do. We have a tour planned. It's not announced yet.
Okay.
But that will be announced soon, I think.
Yeah, we were talking about this off air. Speaking of tours, if you guys are listening, Crown the Empire, I Sign Kills, and the Funeral Portrait, please get these guys on a big package to all of you guys, and I would love to see that.
That would be tight.
Just like
that'd be cool.
Because like theatrical stuff's coming back now and everything. It's kind of like becoming a thing again, which is pretty cool and everything. So
I have a theory about that. I think it's like, a few years ago when the scene was just sort of flooded with bands and they all kind of sounded the same.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like now that it's a couple years later, a lot of them have sort of been weeded out because touring and the touring life is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Even if you think you want to do it, some people get on the road and they realize that this isn't exactly what I want to do. I don't want to sleep in a van every night.
Yeah.
Which is totally cool, you know.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of bands were sort of weeded out, and then you looked on comments on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and everyone's complaining about how these bands all sound the same. So now that it's a couple years later, everyone's realizing, we got to really step up our game to make it to stick out from the crowd. And I think a lot of bands are doing that, and it's really, really cool to see that happening. You know. So
I assume My Chemical Romance has a thing to do with that too. Like a lot of bands we've talked to that have that theme, they're like cite them as an influence as to their whole theatrical style and everything too. Does that apply to you guys? Did they like influence that?
Funny because that band really isn't.
Like they've affected me in one way. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge was when they played when they were touring that album. That was the first show I ever saw with them, Alkaline Trio, and Reggie and the Full Effect. That made me want to be in a band, but other than that, like the theatric stuff, that was actually more inspired by musicals.
Okay.
My parents took me to a lot of musicals. First one I ever saw was Rent, and then Phantom of the Opera, heavily influenced Two Face Charade.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. Like the main character, she's the female, the housewife in the Incubus. I don't know if you read the synopsis. Her name is Christine.
Okay.
And that's the main character of Phantom of the Opera. So that's my little ode to that.
Yeah. What about you? What do you get your influences from with this stuff?
I got influence just from
Kenny Chesney, maybe.
Yeah, them Dixie
Billy Ray
Chicks.
Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. I just kind of like my favorite bands are The Used and Every Time I Die.
Okay.
But just going and seeing like bands that I enjoyed, like Escape the Fate was a really big one too. I saw them live and they played this insane set at El Corazon in Seattle for the Epitaph Records tour.
Okay.
It was like them, I Am Ghost, The Matches, The Hire. It was a really sick
tour. The
tour.
Hire, I remember that band.
Yeah. Fucking great band. But I remember seeing Escape the Fate, and I'm pretty sure they got banned from the venue that set, like that. They put on the craziest show, and I was like, I was already playing in local bands, but that, like, seeing that set, I was like, I want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like, that made me like. I'm not really like influenced by like theater stuff like him. Like I just like going out and touring and playing music. Like that's fun. Like that's what I want to do. So like I moved from Seattle to Michigan to play with these guys just because I wanted to play fucking music.
Okay, sweet.
That's my cup of tea.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I got a couple of fun ones for you guys. I'll let you guys go. This first one here. It's probably the most generic question you guys have gotten, but I have to ask it just because of your band name. What would be your famous last words if you were on your deathbed?
I have totally been asked this before, and
I didn't want to ask this, but it would not leave my mind.
And I always have the same answer. The way I see famous last words is like, you don't know they're gonna be famous in the first place, and really, you don't know how you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So I can't really say what my famous last words would be because in the moment, it's like, what if I'm dying doing something I love? Maybe it'll be very positive words. Maybe I'll die in my sleep. I don't know. But I feel like.
I think I know what mine would be along the lines of.
What
What's that?
It'd probably be get me a bottle of whiskey.
His is better than mine.
I don't know. That could be wrong. It might not be it.
Yeah, but
It's like something I'd say though.
yeah, maybe.
All right. Yeah.
But
Okay.
famous last words. The way I look at it is like that. There's something special about your last words.
Yeah.
And for them, you can't pre-plan that shit.
Yeah, that's
you know?
very true. Yeah. Okay.
So.
Awesome. Now, Pokemon Go is taking the world by craze right now. So, who's your top Pokemon right now? If you guys play it,
We don't.
Don't.
you don't.
See, that's the thing too. I love Pokemon.
All right. Well, let me ask this question again.
I also like being able to use my phone data.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me reiterate. If you had a Game Boy Color and you're about to fight the Elite Four, what would be like some of your Pokemon you bring with you?
Well,
Definitely Okay, I got this one for sure. I got this.
Okay.
Definitely a Vaporeon for sure.
Okay.
I always had a Dragonite. I remember because Dragonite's cool. And then Mewtwo if you're playing the old ones because everybody got fucking Mewtwo. Or wait, no, that's after. Is that after the Elite Four?
I think
can't
so.
remember.
I think it's
yeah,
after
that's
Elite Four.
after. Unless you have a Game Shark, you're a fucking nerd. Some type of psychic Pokemon definitely.
Yeah.
Like Kadabra or something.
Kadabra was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Except
Kadabra's
it
cool.
made everyone like fall asleep and shit.
Yeah. Definitely Vaporeon was my favorite. 'Cause
That's
thing's a
good
tank.
because we asked Sky from Issues the same question at Warped Tour, and he said that bring a water type and not an ice type. So you killed it with that Vaporeon right there.
For
fucking Vaporeon's got all that special defense and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a shit ton of health. It's a tank.
Yeah.
For me, like I had the Pokemon, the yellow version
Okay.
for my Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
So my Pikachu was fucking like level 70, and he just wrecked everybody. And he always followed me around, so he was like, that was my go-to guy. That was my
Pikachu.
go-to guy.
Okay.
But like, Charizard's tight.
Yes.
Charizard's
Yes.
fucking tight. He's
I-
a big orange dragon, like the mac and cheese dragon. You know, like the Dino Dragon, cheesy guy.
Personally, yeah, I like Charizard and Raichu. Those two, like Fire and Electricity, are like my two favorites right there. So Charizard and Raichu for me, for
This
sure.
is what I have to say about Pokemon Go. As soon as you can battle, that's when I'll start playing. I don't want to just catch them all. That's tight and all, but yeah, I want to battle people.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
All
I
right.
have like the gym battles and stuff. I don't because I don't have it and I haven't played it, so I don't know exactly how it works. But like just the idea of just like moving left or right, and it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, I think we got.
That's not tight. That's not Pokemon. That's not what it's about. That's not
Yeah.
what it's about.
That's what it's about.
Well, we're getting the signal. We got 2 minutes left, so. Yeah. Any last words? Wait, what's coming up? Or
September 30th, our album The Incubus is coming out. Right now, you can pick up pre-order bundles at Merch Now on our Merch Now site. You could also get it on iTunes and pretty much digitally anywhere. It's not streaming on Spot. Like we have our single "Pretty in Porcelain" is
Okay,
out.
yeah.
You can see that music video on Revival's YouTube page.
Is it Revival Rex?
Revival Rex. I'm pretty sure that's what it is as their YouTube channel. So yeah, go check that out. Every pre-order helps us out tremendously. So yeah, if you could
Okay.
just pre-order our album, you'll
Yeah.
get a single. It'll be fun.
all right, awesome. Well, this is Trent with Sally's Spirit Report here with Famous Last Words. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace.